G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map. Playing as the English, we have got Corp. You might remember Corp from many famous videos on this channel, including the Viper takes on a masterful defense, I think it was. Yes, no, it was a masterpiece. A defensive masterpiece. That was the name of the video. But yes, Corp was the English player in that game. And once again, going to be playing up against a pro here. He's going up against, on the opposite side of the map, in the same matchup that we've seen before. It is Corp versus Liquid de Muslim, who is playing as the English, opening up with an early barrack, so a little bit of a difference between these two already. And this is really where the beauty of the recent English buffs takes the English, because you've got these variations in strategy, these variations in opinion about how the civilization should be played. Apologies for that pop right there on you guys, but we already see an early men-at-arms is going to be coming out against the English. But there's one thing to take into account when you are using your men-at-arms against the English, and that is that the English villagers have got bows. So the men-at-arms might be looking to come in on the wood line. Remember, the English villagers have got bows. They're going to be able to defend themselves. And we begin to see Corp coming in here already. Going to be dropping down that mill nice and early. Looking to be getting that wheelbarrow upgrade. Now, one of the things to note is that if he does go for this, he's going to be out of gold. He's not going to have access to gold either, because there's a high chance in this position that the Muslim is going to be coming around and going to be looking to deny this gold. So one of the things to note is, Corp might look to drop an outpost out here. Unlikely. It's a big investment. It could look to pull villagers out here. Could look to bring his scout back. And we can see that scout already making its way back towards him. And Corp's really got no idea. Now we see the men-at-arms coming around. Corp actually going to be... He could potentially pull this wolf. You saw there was a wolf right there. The Muslim actually spotted it on the edge. And now going to be heading in, waiting for his own scout. Probably going to be looking to pull that one. But scout going to be heading in. He's looking for the gold. And now the Muslim going to be looking to encircle the base. Looking to try and find a way. Not encircle the base. Encircle would mean to like surround the base. He's going to be looking to circle the base. Find a way through. But we'll check back in with the Muslim, see how he's doing. And interestingly, the Muslim is not even going on gold at this point in the game. He is sticking only to food, only to wood at this point in the game. So he's very intent with his build order on delaying gold as long as possible. But Corp, on the other hand, 8 villagers on gold in the Dark Age. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the brand new English meta. We can see the scout coming out, intent on causing a little bit of havoc here. Going to be disrupting the plans of Muslim. And now Muslim going to be struggling. We can see the scout also going to be dishing out damage. Villagers getting into combat here with the men-at-arms. Men-at-arms going to be looking to do out some damage, and we can see the first villager making its way underneath that mining camp. He's got to be falling back, and indeed he does. Nice little pullback right there with the villager. Second villager going to be focused down now. He's causing a lot of idle time here. He's losing health on these villagers, and we can see the scout coming in to do some damage, but fortunately it looks like the English player, Corp, because they're both English players, is going to be able to be okay at this point in time. A lot of villagers on gold in that scenario, and I got to say, that is impressive. That is very funny to me to see that many players, or that many villagers on gold. And I think there were a number of reasons why he pulled that. Obviously, the big one is because the men-at-arms. So he can't stick with 8 villagers on gold. He can't have them on gold forever. He doesn't want them on gold. He just wants to gather up that 200 gold, make sure he's got enough that it's not going to get denied from him, that age up. And now we begin to see him adding in farms. So we see on both sides of the field here, players playing this early feudal age. This is really the new English meta. And I gotta say, it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to witness. It's beautiful to see unfold. Because this is what Age of Empires 4 is all about. The fact that you are not just going for a direct single thing every single game. We've got variability. We've got things constantly being changed. And if it gets boring, if it gets stale, then we've got developers to step in and say, hey, we don't want you to keep doing that. Or that's too strong. Let's not do that. Like as an example, you guys will remember Delhi. Back in the original days, Delhi, back in OG Delhi days, remember when they got Sanctity in Age 1? You would take Sanctity, you would research it in Age 1, and you would take the Sacred Sites very quickly. I'm talking like a 5-minute Sacred Site take. That was an actual thing that people would do. And the problem is, that was all you did on Delhi. You never did anything else on Delhi. And the dev said, hey, this is too strong, and it's the only way to play Delhi, and we don't like that. So we're going to change it. We're moving Sanctity to the Second Age. That didn't stop them. That didn't stop them. People still went for Sanctity, and it still kind of feels like the only real way to play Delhi at the moment is to go for that sort of, late feudal, early castle, all-in timing attack. But we're not here to talk about Delhi. We're here to talk about the English. And one of the other things to note is players seem to be doing this a lot more. One villager on the landmark. We saw Beastie Cutie do this earlier. We saw the Viper do this earlier. And now we see Liquid the Muslim doing it as well. One villager building the landmark. He's in no rush to get up to the next stage. He's got his wheelbarrow. He's got his farms going down. Everything is going absolutely fine for him. He's not in a hurry in this scenario. And as a result, yeah, why does he worry? So is he going to be going to Castle Age? Is that the way that he's going to be looking to play? It could be. Let's take a look over at our opponent on the other side of the map, and we've got Corp, who's got 6 villagers tapping away at oh my lord, it's the Abbey of Kings again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be coming out. We saw him bring it out when he played up against the Viper in that defensive masterpiece, and now Corp looking to reimagine the early game once again with his Abbey of Kings. And I love to see this coming out from him. It's going to help out those villagers. Take a look at these villagers. They're going to get healed up immediately. You can see he's got a couple that are very low on health, but they're going to be healed up straight away. There, look at that. 8, 14, 20, 26. So much health coming in on those villagers. Just almost immediately healed up overnight. Very, very quick. And now the second mill going to be coming out for Corp. He's going to be turning his attention towards this food economy. Let's take a look at what upgrades he looks to get, because he is not going to be intent on training any longbows at this point in time, because he can't even make them. He doesn't even have an archery range out just yet. But remember, his opponent on the other side of the map does potentially have that archery range coming out, but it's coming in slowly. And this is what I love to see out of these English players. Just a very slow build from these guys. Just taking their time. They're not fussed about it because they're just English guys. They got their tea out. They got their bickies out. They're just having a nice tea and bickies. And they're doing everything right. But at this time, we see a second mill getting added in for the Muslim. Interestingly, we don't see any sort of crazy mill openings. You know, sometimes you do see the mill placed around the town center, a little bit like fancy shenanigans. None of that coming out. You know how the way that Vortex likes to do it. Back towards the base of Corp. He begins to add more houses on this wood line. He's actually blocking his villagers. You can see that they're not running the most efficient way. They got to go around the house here. Actually kind of beelining it, but this one here probably going to be chopping a bit of an awkward spot. But second farm or second mill is down now. Going to be looking to go into that horticulture eventually. Probably look to get his mining upgrades. But both players looking to play a bit of a safe castle. And the question is, how does Corp look to play it? Does he go for a more defensive orientated build with things like longbows and look to use the Abbey of Kings to heal them up? Or does he look to play it a bit more offensive with knights? There's always an option to go knights, but now instead he's going to be going barracks. So we could be seeing men-at-arms beginning to come out, beginning to flood the field. We'll take a look over at the Muslim side, and we can see he's still yet to even reach the feudal age. We're 7.5 minutes into this game, and he's still just tapping away with one villager. If you didn't see the name up in the top right-hand corner, you'd think all of a sudden we were watching somebody in the plastic leagues, one of my compatriots, but no, it is not the case. It is not the case. This is Liquid the Muslim. He's up at 7 minutes, 42, 43, 44. What's it gonna be? It's 43 he's up at. I feel like that's a world record English age up time as the second mill. Now gonna get filled out, and we hear that scout just scouting out, seeing exactly what's up, and it looks like Corp has spotted out the council hall. He's like, a council hall? In 2022? What's this guy thinking? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know, Pepe laugh. But now Corp on the back line. You can see he's definitely intent on getting up to the castle age himself. Got the barracks out just in preparation for what may be. But you can definitely feel at this point in time, it is the calm before the storm. Both players just very calmly preparing their economies, preparing themselves. And the question is, who goes into this game with an advantage at this point? You've got Corp, who suffered, you know, a little bit of idle time in the beginning of the game, but goes for the Abbey of Kings. Then you've got his opponent, the Muslim, who is now looking to cause more idle time as the villagers going to get dragged off that gold mine. He's gone back home for that second landmark. We see the King's Palace on the way up. Corp going to be a little bit behind in this scenario. King's Palace going to be up a little bit earlier than his opponent. We'll take a look at Corp and how he's doing. Corp going to be going straight up to that castle age, looking to drop down that King's Palace. He is definitely going for, like, he is doing the landmark challenge, where you put them all in a line. You get them in a nice little line. Maybe he even drops, can you imagine if he drops the Windguard Palace right here? Oh, he's totally going to do it. He is totally going to do it. More barracks coming out. Core definitely going ham on the base building. Let's get a nice little shot of this. How beautiful is this base building coming in from our English player? Corp is the 100% the best English base builder that there is. At least the best one I've seen right now. I got to admire it. He just keeps all of his buildings nice together, close, tucked in, barracks, not like... And the thing is, like, you guys might think I'm joking or mocking or something like that, but I'm genuinely not. On Altai, this map, you do not have a lot of space to expand. You have a very small amount of space that you've actually got available to you. And by keeping all of your buildings literally next to each other, like, you can see the way every single building right now is next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. All of these guys are like so neatly tied in next to each other. This is next level English base building on Altai. And there's a really good reason for that. As I mentioned, the map is a smaller map. So it means that it's necessary to do this in this scenario. But now, up towards the north, we can see that Liquid the Muslim begins to control the narrative. He says, hey, I don't want to fight on the edges of the map. I want to fight you down the middle. I want to go mono-y-mono-in. Have we got ourselves a little way through here? I think we might. I think we've got ourselves a little way through. I was going to say, wouldn't it be cool to have like a trebuchet up here with an outpost, just like firing down on the English base below it? Because that would totally be in range, like 100%. There would be no two ways about it. You could definitely reach, like that trebuchet could probably hit all 3 of these landmarks. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, that is a curious thing to see. But now we're going to take a look back at Corp's base. One of the things I actually wanted to mention is I think, I'm going to throw it out there. I think this could be very strong in the English matchup, because I know that we got a lot of pros in the chat, so I want this to be something that you explore. Instead of going 1 TC, slow age 1, into a castle age, what if you went for a fast second age, second town center, but then you looked to put the king's, or not the king's palace, but rather the other landmark, the White Tower, here in the middle of the map and defend this sacred site. Like, give yourself a bit of a beachfront, a bit of a head. But now Longbowman going to be struggling. Veteran Longbowman going to be going up against the Horseman. Actually doing quite a decent job. Early men-at-arms going to be coming out as well. We can see it's struggling, though. A lot of arrows coming out. Demuslim just demonstrating his beautiful micro in this scenario. Look at the splits that coming through from him as well. He's doing so much damage to these units. 8 damage up against the 3 armor. It's going to mean 5 damage a pop going over to these men-at-arms. Basically, like they've barely got any armor on in the first place. But now, we'll look towards the Muslim's base. He is going for those relics. The monastery is up. We can see relics towards the north, relics towards the center. A men-at-arms goes down, and at the same time, a relic down towards the south. Another relic down by the base of Corp. Where is that last relic? It's got to be coming in. There it is. Last relic coming in. So realistically, both players getting 2 relics each, with 1 relic a little bit closer to the Muslim. That is probably the best way to look at it. But now Corp going to be going for a combination that I theorized would be the best English combination. And I got to say, I love this. This is such a smart move. And to be honest, it's the one thing that concerns me is, like, why did it take this long? Men-at-arms plus horsemen. I genuinely think this is crazy good. The only way to counter this is knights. If you don't know that the knights is the only counter to this, then you don't make it. And the thing is, like, even if you go knights, then that's fine. You just add crossbows. It's like, it is actually insanely difficult to stop. So the idea is that you have amazing synergy with this unit composition, because your horsemen cost heavy amounts of food. You can see 100 food. Your men-at-arms are very heavy on the food. What does English do very well? Well, they gather food very well. And as a result, we see it here. We see a whole bunch of farms coming up. You can see the food economy is going off. It's popping off at this point in time. And now we see a monastery going to get added in by Corp. I'm curious to see what kind of response we see from Demuslim. But you can almost see that Demuslim is almost anchoring towards an archer composition. And this is largely because of the fact he's got a council hall. So by going into this council hall, you're telling yourself, all right, well, I've got a council hall. I've got myself already 2 de facto archery rangers. I'm going to be making archers. It is a natural thing to do. And now a relic down towards the south going to get picked up. Here we can see the villager going to be looking to do a bit of a quick wall. First villager going to be, or first walk segment comes through. Second segment, he manages to make all his way through, and now that relic going to be going down. Monk losing its life. Corp securing up 1 relic. He's got 2 relics now down towards the south. Demuslim was trying to take them. Now, Demuslim is aware of this relic up towards the north, so he's actively opting towards his enemy's relics. And now men-at-arms moving down towards the south. A large mass of units down here. Do we have another monk going to be coming out in the woodwork? It doesn't look like it at this point in time. Village account for these 2 players. We've got 57 villagers for Demuslim, 53 for Corp. He's a little bit behind. He was a little bit later up to that second age, but now going to be turning his attention towards more and more farms in the middle of his base. Look at that, more farms coming in. His economy, it's absolutely beautiful at this point in time. I gotta say, I love the way that he's playing it, but the question is whether it's going to be useful. He does have a very effective composition against what Demuslim has got right now, and now he eyes out the enemy forces. He can see it with his scout, a little capey boy coming in, and the horseman going to be leading the charge. Liquid Demuslim, he's up on that high hill, going to be able to provide a bit more line of sight, but Armor Chat has finally come in for Demuslim. He's going to be able to hold on a little bit longer. You can see him there, yet to get any of those big upgrades through, yet to get those veteran status men-at-arms, yet to get any of the +1 defensive upgrades, yet to get any of the +1 offensive upgrades. Actually, he's got the +1 ranged, or +2 rather, ranged defense. So he's got, I think it's called Wedge Rivets? Wedge Rivets is the name of that one. But now He looks to try and get more of an upgrade, but a bit of a run by coming through now. Corp going to be heading into the base with a lot of horsemen here. Bit of a raid, not looking good for Demuslim. Demuslim going to be turning his attention towards the base. Keep in mind, there is no textiles coming through at this point in time for Demuslim. A lot of these archers heading back towards the wood line, looking to defend against the villagers. Villagers struggling right now to gather up that wood, getting interrupted, getting just stabbed. Getting stabbed with a spear as they gather up that wood, but Demuslim not even caring. And this is kind of the funny thing, or not the funny thing, but the sad thing about being a horseman in 2022 is like your enemy is just gathering wood while you're stabbing them, and it's like, bro, can you go inside? Can you go idle or something? And the villagers just like, sorry, bro, you're a horseman. You don't do anything. And it goes down. And so it's like, yeah, it was a cool little raid. It was a cool little attempt. But at the end of the day, like, what did you actually achieve? 63 villagers for Demuslim, 63 villagers for Corp. So he manages to even up the villager count. But is it worth it? Are those 3 villager kills that you got worth the fact that you just threw away like 12 horsemen? I don't know. I don't feel like it is. I don't feel like it is. But we'll look to see how he plays it, because that's a lot of units lost. And now we see him going into crossbows. So this is the right composition. I love watching Corp do this. This is super smart. Corp now going into crossbows preemptively. So horsemen, men-at-arms, crossbows. That is the composition that I theorize will be the perfect English composition as this game moves forward, and especially on a map like this, which is low on wood. You do not have a lot of wood on a map like this. You've got very minimal wood resources, but now, and again, men-at-arms moving in, and we've got ourselves a bit of a counter wall, and now all of a sudden these men-at-arms try to go for a bit of a run-by, and unfortunately just going to be running to their deaths as they do get cleaned up completely by the longbowmen here, together with the crossbows. A couple men-at-arms going to be coming in as well to the mix, trying to save them. Villagers going to be running out, ignoring the men-at-arms as they typically do. And is Corp just buying time? What is Corp doing behind this? Is he going for a siege ball? Is he going for something bigger? Is he going for a third town center potentially? No, he's not. I don't know what Corp is up to. What is he trying to achieve with all these little run-bys? Because at this point in time, he's just throwing away military, and it's not looking the best for him. We're still yet to see anybody really build up a foothold in the center of the map. We can see Demuslim's forces are standing by, but no keeps yet to come out. We're 8 villagers on stone. So with that being scouted out from his opponent, perhaps, he realizes that there could be a keep coming down shortly. Down towards Corp's base. No stone being gathered up for him. It's 1,500 stone still sitting in that bad boy. And gosh, you got to just admire the base building from Corp. It is looking beautiful. Next house should go right here, Corp. Come on, Corp. You got to fill that gap, mate. You got to fill that gap. And I mean, you can just see, like, oh, I thought he was going for it right there. I got very excited. Crossbowmen together with the men-at-arms, together with the longbowmen on the back line, looking to tee off towards these buildings. You can see a lot of units coming out. Demuslim now also looking to make sure that his push is going to be doing some damage. Heads down to the wood line. He knows this is here. 2 relics sitting safely inside the monastery. Turns his attention towards it. He doesn't like the religion of his opponent. We've got a classic Normans versus Saxons game that we're playing right now. And the attention is definitely intent on the Saxons as they burn down the heretics of the... did I say the Mormons? No, I said the Normans, right. Okay, that's good. But Demuslim, yeah, his mass is looking big. Wouldn't you love to have like 12 extra horsemen right now? Wouldn't you love to have like 6 extra men-at-arms right now? But you don't. And so as a result, I'm fearful for you, Corp. I'm fearful for you. Let's have a look out to see how Corp plays it. We know another outpost is going to come up at the same time. The boar getting taken over towards this side. No, it's not even the boar being taken. And Corp going for a bit of a run-by here in this scenario. So opting towards distracting his opponent. We'll have a look at how Demuslim's doing. Is up on the military count. You can see 69 military, rather 69 military for Demuslim. Nice. His opponent only on 46, and now the keep comes down in the middle of the map. The keep is going to act as a great staging ground for Demuslim here, because it's going to enable him to take advantage of the fact that his keep can make trebuchets. Keep in mind, ironically, that the English castles, the English keeps have an advantage over all other civilizations, and that is that they act as a barracks, an archery range, a stable, and of course, they act as a siege workshop. But now, Age 4 going to be coming through as well from Corp here. Corp going to be looking to be a bit more defensive. I don't know where the landmark's coming down, but Corp losing villagers on the front line here. He's got to be careful, not really paying attention. The keep is now finally up for him. And we can hear that what do we got back towards here? We got ourselves a little bit of a raid, but now Corp really struggling. Sacred Site being taken up towards the north. Wedge Rivets has finally come through for him. Where is that landmark? He didn't add it. He didn't add it in the line. There it is. It's at the back. It's the Wingard Palace. And I'm really glad to see that he's gone for this landmark. This, in my opinion, is the best late-game landmark in the game. I don't think there is a single landmark that even comes close to rivaling how good this landmark is. The way that it synergizes with the English is just so perfect. And Corp losing so many units throughout this game. Before the engagement even begins, Corp struggling to keep his head above water. Trebuchet going to be coming out now from the Wingard Palace. You can see Wingard Palace here. 100 food, 100 wood, 200 gold gives you the Wingard army, which gives you 1 longbowman, 1 spearman, 1 men-at-arms, 1 knight, and 1 trebuchet. That is the real kicker right there. That's what you want. It's that trebuchet. That is the real difference maker. And now we see enclosures, one of the most powerful technologies coming through for the English. And this is where the English late game tries to come online. You can see is really struggling at this point in time. But at the same time, De Muslim really looking to push in. We see a siege workshop coming out for De Muslim. At the same time, a trebuchet going to be coming out of the keep, so really utilizing that keep. He's going to be looking to focus down that monastery, stop that extra little bit of gold from coming through. And now we do see that trebuchet coming out, turning its attention towards what appears to maybe even be the Abbey of the Kings. Surely, no, it is going to be the monastery. Monastery going to be going down. Second trebuchet going to be coming out. He'll be looking to get in even more, maybe even go for a springled here to help him out. But now counter trebuchet is going to be coming out shortly. We can see the Wingard Palace is almost in, but struggling right now. Corp is. There is a big push coming in on the front line, and I'm starting to worry for Corp. I'm starting to really worry for him. What kind of upgrades have we got behind this? Do we have elite upgrades? No. Horsemen are still veteran at this point. Men-at-arms still yet to be upgraded. Knights still yet to be upgraded. But we do see elite horseman is coming through. Elite horseman is coming through. Mangonel going to be coming out here as well. Corp looking to try and hold on from this position. We're going to see the second trebuchet being added in from Liquid De Muslim. But remember, De Muslim is paying a very hefty price for his trebuchets right now. 500 wood. 250 gold. Keep in mind that the trebuchets over on the other side are only costing 200 gold and 100 wood at this point in time. So really big difference. Mangonel firing off a shot, doing what Mangonels do best and absolutely doing no damage. The Muslim continuing to tee off towards the infrastructure of his opponent, focusing down the main town center, despite having plenty of infrastructure here to focus down. Third trebuchet going to be coming out. We do see that the greased axle is going to be coming in for De Muslim as well. We'll enter into the cinematic mode because now it becomes a very relevant factor to be making sure that we are not missing anything on this screen. Elite horsemen going to be coming in, so look to see that as we see a lot of units coming out, horsemen coming through. Now keep in mind, I don't think the Wingard Palace actually gives you a horseman. It gives you a longbow, gives you a spearman, gives you a men-at-arms. Doesn't give you a crossbow, doesn't give you a horseman. That's the difference. But now, Corp looking to try and push out. He's got a single Mangonel looking to begin unfolding a lot of these units here. 5 of them take damage. He's in a nice little formation here. An extra bit of damage isn't going to do too much. And now villagers got to be careful on the front line. Mangonel going to be falling back. All the units from Corp coming out. He's got melee units. He's going for the push now. At the same time, trebuchet firing off town center going to be going down here. 3 trebuchets out for De Muslim looking to do some damage. Elite horseman still not in. You'll know when elite horseman is in. Actually, it's in. They've got those little golden hats. That's how you tell the difference. They got the golden hats. The gold is where it's at when it comes to elite. But now, no, don't steal his relics. He's going to be stealing his relics. Indeed, De Muslim sniping off the relic and saying, see you later, mate. Trebuchet's continuing to fire down upon those keeps. Corp really in a bit of a difficult position. That longbow masses was getting serious right now, ladies and gentlemen. He's always going to be able to fall back towards the keeps. Important to note that we don't see boiling oil coming out because he's been using this forward keep as a staging ground for his trebuchets. It's meant that he hasn't researched that boiling oil just yet, but now we actually see the boiling oil coming in somewhere else. No, I do take it back. It is going to be that keep that is coming in, but the trebuchet is trying to take it down. We've got De Muslim that has now reached the Imperial age as well. He's gone for the Wingard Palace as well. No surprises there. This landmark is the best in the game, and De Muslim, as the best English player that there is, would have no doubts about what landmark to be going for this late game scenario. And now De Muslim looking to push into what remains of a wood line. I tell you what, it doesn't look pretty. There's about 4 trees left in this wood line. Mangonel moving out into position. Those longbowmen got to be careful. You can see they're all grouped up so tightly, so ready to die. The Mangonel eyes them and spots them. 200 population now for De Muslim, 195 for Corp. He is looking to get into it. Mangonel firing off, getting a pretty decent shot there on a lot of the infantry. Going to be falling back once again. He's got a second Mangonel. That Mangonel turning around. Not going to be able to find too much of action, but keep in mind, all of those landmarks are going down. 2 landmarks down now for Corp. 3rd landmark does remain. 4th landmark is back here nice and safe. So it's not going to be a potential threat for him, but keeping all of his infantry and cavalry together like Great Scythe would in Age of Empires 3, and now the push comes out to shove. A lot of these units still yet to receive their elite upgrades. No golden helmets coming out just yet, but all the units moving forward. The Mangonel's coming through on the backline. He's turning his attention towards the keep. That is the wrong decision. No, it's not, because the boiling oil still isn't come through. You can see the boiling oil about to come out right now. When it comes, it's going to have a little bit of an animation. There it is. That's the boiling oil. Boiling oil, boiling oil, boiling oil. There it goes. No, it still hasn't gone yet, Drongo, you dickhead. But the horsemen and the men-at-arms at the same time continuing to try and get on this archer mass. The keep going to be going down in the background. A beautiful push coming out from Corp. He has definitely held. He's bided his time and now finally going to be able to push out with this mass. A huge bunch of units coming out here. He's continuing to siege down all of these outposts on the front, but at the same time cleaning up the mass that has come out from Muslim. Do we see these elite upgrades just yet? No, we don't. We don't even see any elite upgrades coming out. No golden in these helmets at all. Men-at-arms at the same time still yet to be upgraded from Corp, but he's got the elite horsemen, and these guys are going to be very happy stabby boys as an emergency keep tries to get up on the back line now for Muslim, and it looks like Corp has managed to stabilize. Hand Cannoneer is going to be coming out into this position as well and looking to take control of the battlefield. Sacred Site in the middle of the map. Going to get sealed up here, going to get neutralized. Now keep in mind Corp has got a Sacred Site up towards the north. He's got one down towards the south, and he's got a little bit of a problem because he's got two buddy boys taking out all of the villagers down here towards the south. These guys have got their armor, but it's not going to help them against the melee units. First villager goes down on the gold mine. Second villager going down as well. Corp is looking in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. The bitey infantry are doing what they do best. They bite. They bite. That's what they do. Bitey infantry. Corp finally realizes and he goes, oh my god, how many villagers did I lose? Well, Corp, you only lost 2, so it wasn't a terrible trade. But I gotta be honest, any day you're losing villagers to wolves is not a fun day. Corp now manages to get his head back above water. He has breathed new life into his civilization. He's got the Abbey of Kings here that he's finally going to be keeping alive, but it's still yet to do anything. I mean, so far throughout this game, we've seen the Abbey of Kings heal a little bit. And that was villagers at like the 7th minute. Other than that, it hasn't really done much. 3 mangonels also coming out. Corp looking to play against this infantry comp with the mangonels in the mix. At the same time, down towards the south. Man-at-Arms going to be finding a couple villagers here on this stone outcropping. They've done a great job. You can see 1,500 in the stand stone outcropping. There's 200 left in that one, and the trebuchets continue to move forward. Keep in mind, Corp has the advantage. He was up age 4 earlier than his opponent, so he's got the trebuchet advantage in that he has started making more trebuchets than his enemy. Now we begin to see splits coming out. Muslim looking intent on coming in. We enter into the cinematic mode as now Knight comes out as well. A boar potentially going to be getting in on the battle. The boar gets in on the battle, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out for that boar. Mangonel's got to be careful here. The men-at-arms continue to move up. At the same time, we can see all of the units buffed up here by the network of castles. Trebuchets firing off towards the keep on the back. Indeed, it does go down. And now the villagers going to be looking to rebuild that in a new place. But the men-at-arms continuing to push back the forces here. Look at the push coming through from Corp. It is not looking pretty right now for Muslim. He's one of the best English players in the world, and it seems like the Abbey of Kings might have had a hand in dealing death to him, it seems, as all of these units continue to funnel in. Now, remember, the closer we get to Muslim's base, the sooner his reinforcements start coming in. But there are so many units for Corp right now. Trebuchets on the back line, more outposts coming up, 3 mangonels always lying in wait, ready to try and take out more and more damage. We hear a wolf getting in on the action because why the hell not? Big mangonel shot, going to be finding about half a longbow. Well done, mangonels, doing what you do best. More mangonel shots on the back line, actually finding a men-at-arms there, not terrible. But now we see, I thought I saw a springled bolt come out for a second there. I'm not 100% sure, but we hear that sacred site in the middle of the map being now captured, or at least it was being captured. Maybe it was taken, but now more villagers moving up. But keep in mind, the further we move away from Corp's base, the longer it takes for reinforcements to get to the front. He's trying his best, but he may have overextended his play at this point in time, and reinforcements are indeed coming in. Looks like a little bit of a monk coming out on the front line like, hey, you got any of those relics? Remember you stole some of those relics? I'm looking for some relics. Has anybody seen any relics? Anybody got any relics around here? Meanwhile, Muslim, like, he's just over here with his monastery, his 4 relics. He's a happy camper. But now back towards the front line, we continue to see Muslim struggling to hold on to this attack. The university together with the Wingard Palace looking absolutely beautiful with their hedges, but you're going to need more than hedges to hold this one, ladies and gentlemen. Muslim looking in trouble now. The next keep going to be put in as a line of defense. Mangonels continue pushing up. Muslim struggling against this composition, and I'm so glad to see it working. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something that we talked about throughout this game a little bit earlier. The crossbows, the men-at-arms, the horsemen all coming out together, working in tandem so effectively. So much synergy in that English composition, and now we see that he's going to be able to fall back from this position. 5 trebuchets. Look at the 6. How many trebuchets is that? I'm going to need some help from Sesame Street with this one. He's got 6 trebuchets out, ladies and gentlemen. Those Wingard armies, they keep on coming, and they keep on coming, and they keep on coming. More and more trebuchets going to be tracking their way across the map as the 6th trebuchet enters the fray. The 3 mangonels here just very happily helping out, lending a hand. You can see and oh my god, I just realized Corp has actually taken out the Wingard Palace, which now stops De Muslim from making any more cheap trebuchets. De Muslim can make trebuchets of his own, but you can see he's going to need to get a siege workshop, or he's going to have to make it from his keep, and he's going to be making them at full price, and they are bloody expensive. 750 resources for that. This is absolutely terrible for De Muslim. He's on 115 resources at this point in time. We'll take a look from his perspective. He is completely just gutted. He is in the corner right now fighting for his life. I don't think there's any way you can possibly come back from this. Corp is just looking to really, really take it home from him. But now the university going to be just doing what it does best, taking up. Corp still continuing to push in. You can see that De Muslim struggling to keep his head above water, floating these resources, at least trying to. He's on 200 food at this point in time, 27 idols up towards the north, I'm assuming indeed they are. And now we see him buying a whole bunch of food. He's going to be able to get reinforcements out. Those trebuchets continuing to contribute to the death of the base of De Muslim. And now we watch as Corp begins to find more units to fire them out and going to be heading towards that trebuchet. And now you can see why the trebuchets are so strong. Taking out the trebuchets of his opponent, one of the rocks does miss. And look at De Muslim just moving it a little bit of an inch away. He knew that the trebuchet was being focused. He moves the trebuchet away, making sure now trebuchet going to be focusing down on the siege of his enemy. More units beginning to move in. Corp trying to hold on this position on the front line. At the same time, elite longbowman has finally come through for his opponent. Now we begin to see the flood, the infinite trade between these two players. Corp barely any villagers here on food. He's got 48 villagers on food. Only half of his villagers on food, and he is struggling to float it. He's got that enclosures tech. We do see shattering projectiles coming out, and now he's got a little bit of a problem because he may have overextended himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Salami coming in as well. Salami, thank you very much for the raid, my friend. We've got ourselves a bit of action here in the middle of the map as the trebuchets try and make their way back towards the keep. You can see a lot of villagers here going to be healing it up, but there are so many units coming out from De Muslim all of a sudden. There's that little burst from the market that he made. Wow, what a game we have got on our hands, and it truly seems like a battle of the ages right here. The best English player going up against Corp, one of the most creative English players, and going to be falling back. He saves all of these trebuchets. Shattering projectiles is finally out now for Corp. You can see these bad boys are going to be doing a lot of damage in this scenario. These guys are intent on taking out all of the units around them. Let's just say that much. Let's have a look. Does he have the siege workshop? He does have the siege workshop. He's got the shattering projectiles. Still yet to get geometry. Geometry really going to help him out in this scenario. Geometry going to be adding in a little bit of extra damage, that 30% damage. We'll look to see whether he gets it. He is going for elite crossbows at this point in time, trying to help out with those men-at-arms. Keep in mind, those men-at-arms incredibly effective up against the trebuchets of his opponent. But now more trebuchets coming out. Finally, that Wingard Palace looking to get repaired up. Keep in mind that Wingard army not going to be training until that Wingard Palace reaches full health. De Muslim probably a little bit upset the fact that he put it there on the front line. If he'd just gone for it here on the back line, it would have been nice to save. If he would have been able to keep those trebuchets coming, but he's going to be able to get it back up. He's going to be able to get those trebuchets out and rolling. But now we begin to see a bit of a battle unfolding in the middle of the map as Corp tries to hold on in this scenario. Horsemen going to be running out. Mangonel going to be coming out as well. Villagers on the front line looking to repair up these siege if they seek to do so. But a huge mass building up at this point in time, and De Muslim really finding a little bit of an opportunity to push through. It seems like Corp has almost overdone it on the siege at this point in time, or just maybe underdone it a little bit on the infantry. Longbowmen pushing through in this scenario, and now it begs the question, how good are the English longbowmen? Are you really able to ignore English longbowmen in the late game? And if you're playing from Corp's position, you got to say probably not, because these English longbows are doing so much damage. Are they normal longbows? Those are normal those are age 2 longbows right now going up against Imperial age longbows of his opponent. Still those trebuchets going down, and at the same time keep being repaired up. There's a single treb that's taking down that keep. A lot of damage coming out right now, and a lot of the mass that was once here for the trebuchets of Corp has been denied. Corp needs to find a way to get himself back into the game. We start to see fertilization, one of those big upgrades coming through for De Muslim here. He's looking to turn his attention towards his economy. Precision crossbreeding could become, precision crossbreeding, not breathing, could be coming through. But now we're at the point in the game where we start to worry about wood. You can see there's 32 villagers on wood right now for Corp. But when you look at De Muslim, he's got 40 villagers on wood, but look what position they are in. It is a long-distance mining, baby, and it is not pretty. The rest of the wood is towards the middle of the map, and it's just going to be stealth forest, and that's never a good fight to take. De Muslim now, once again, going to be looking to hold on. We see a castle or a keep going to be put up. Where are the trebuchets from Corp? They are down here. They are unfolding. It's going to take some time before they're up, but I think that keep is actually up. I do take it back. He's managed to get it up, but now the Mangonel's turning around. Mangonel's turning around. Mangonel's going to be finding a shot in the middle there, but you can see they're actually getting taken out. Mangonel's, I don't even know why you make him at this point. I don't even know why you make him at this point. Why are you even making Mangonel's? But now keep in mind the sacred sites are continuing to tick. Liquid de Muslim has got to fight for his life in this position because we have got 3 sacred sites that have been taken by Corp. Up towards the north, the first one ticks. Down towards the south, the second one ticks. And importantly, in the middle, the third one ticks. Still, we see those double trebuchets. Finally, the Wingard Palaces come back up for de Muslim. And de Muslim looks to hold on to this northern sacred site. He's looking pretty good. He seems to have stabilized all of a sudden. You know, you got Drongo on one side calling the game for his opponent, or for Corp. And now all of a sudden, it looks like de Muslim might be in a decent position here. De Muslim actually looking to hold on. He's got the trebuchets out. 3 trebuchets, all in different spots. Neutralizing the sacred site up towards the north. Gone are the days of a sacred site victory, it seems, as de Muslim going to be able to take this sacred site. And I don't think there's any way Corp even neutralizes this back. You can see there's no units out here at all for Corp. And indeed, that sacred site victory, it is going to be gone in a heartbeat, just as we were talking about. What is your Mangonel doing? There's not even any units right there, Corp. How is the Mangonel firing there? If you're going to make Mangonels this terrible, at least make them hit their targets, because that was disgusting. Oh, Corp, you're going to head back to the drawing board after that one, mate, because this is not pretty. De Muslim continue to push in with his longbow mass, and now the question is begged, is the longbow mass a thing of the past, or is it the future of the English? A dead boar lays in the middle of the map. Damn, those trebuchets, don't they sound so good? I love the sound of English trebuchets, or just trebuchets in general. It is, honestly, it's probably the best sound that there is in the game. And that's kind of crazy because there are so many good sounds in Age of Empires 4. The sound... What was that? Did you guys hear that? It sounded like Star Wars had entered Age of Empires 4. It was like, choo, 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 choo. Longbowmen firing off towards that mass of infantry. Keep going to be going down. Trebuchet is going to be just doing what trebuchets do best, slinging rocks all day. They are the superior siege engine, as you guys will know. The Mangonel has been nerfed and is no longer the king. But now we hear, oh, it was the longbow upgrade. Okay, that's what that was. Oh, we hear right here arrow volley coming out from Liquid de Muslim. He is looking to increase that attack speed even further, just constantly pushing forward with keeps, constantly pushing forward with outposts. He is trying to take control, and there's just so much action in this English matchup. A lot of people would come into a game thinking English, that's going to be boring as hell. No, ladies and gentlemen, I got some exciting news for you. It is not. It is not at all. And now longbows looking incredibly strong. 14 damage in the middle of the map. We see those incendiary arrows coming out. Hand cannoneers in here as well. And de Muslim trying to hold on. His men-at-arms going to be retreating. You can see the hand cannoneers going to be fighting, doing a great job against the elite men-at-arms of his opponent. Able to shred through that armor, and a Mangonel. A Mangonel. Oh, God. What's even the point of those? And look at that. Look at the attack speed coming out there from those elite longbowmen. So quick to attack right now. And de Muslim going to be falling back once again. He's got the ability to micro back. The trebuchet mass is beginning to build for him. He's up to 5 trebuchets. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, I see 3 trebuchets just firing off. It looks like they're almost just attacking ground at this point. Yeah, you just see a rock coming there. There we go, managing to take that out. Men-at-arms struggling. Keep in mind, these are your armor chads coming in here, and they are getting destroyed. Actually, I don't say they're getting destroyed. It's probably the hand cannoneers that are doing the work here. But a beautiful composition coming out from de Muslim in this scenario. But it seems now that... I don't know why there are crossbows out. I guess the crossbows are here to deal with the men-at-arms, but at the same time, they're an expensive unit that doesn't really seem to do too much. But I think we've learnt a lot from this. If you want to play the English mirror, it definitely seems like longbow superiority is a real thing, a real threat. Because if there was one unit that managed to hold de Muslim on in this position, it was the longbow. It's the fact that he was able to continue kiting with those. And now we see more stables going to be thrown down in this position as de Muslim continues to push up. More outposts going to be going down. And let's take a look at where he's gathering wood. It's a little bit of a tough time if you're a wood gatherer right now for de Muslim. You got a very long hill to climb. Look at that. If you were wondering what long distance chopping is, that is what it is. And back towards the middle of the map now, de Muslim looking to try and take control over his enemy's position. Once again, we've seen him push him towards this position before in the game, and now he looks to try and come in once again. Plenty of units out on this battlefield, and Trebuchet is just looking so beautifully all lined up. De Muslim trying his best to take down his opponent. Trebuchet is going to be turning their attention towards the stables of the south. And indeed, the longbows continue to hold in this central position. And we just see rallying units towards the middle of the map and just getting taken out so quickly. Just the combination of hand cannoneers together with the longbows is so effective. You just got to mix in just a few hand cannoneers, and they are what get through all of the armor on these men-at-arms. And then the longbows do the rest. RIBAULDEQUIN coming out into the middle of the map. What are you doing out here, RIBAULDEQUIN? You have found yourself on the wrong side of the fence, my friend. And indeed, RIBAULDEQUIN going to be staying alive. I'm going to need to call the BGs, ladies and gentlemen, because that RIBAULDEQUIN is staying alive. What an impressive little RIBAULDEQUIN. But now, one unit that's not going to be staying alive is that Trebuchet. That Trebuchet goes down very, very quickly. This is not looking good for Corp. Corp is getting pushed very, very hard. And keep in mind, all of his infrastructure is here on the front line because he doesn't have a lot of space in the back of his base. All of his base has been taken up by farms, by houses, and by the Wingard Palace. So he's got to be putting all of his infrastructure on the front, which exposes it. It exposes it to the army of Demuslim, and Demuslim pushes in even further now. Plenty more Trebuchets coming out from him. We can see that they just continue to come. Demuslim, he's got even more of them in queue. We can see the Wingard army still yet to be produced, but it is intent on being produced. Another RIBAULDEQUIN going to be coming out. I feel like at this point, Demuslim's also almost memeing the fact that he's got these RIBAULDEQUINs coming out at us, but still these longbowmen are coming out in force. Look at the mass. There's nothing that can even contest this. The mangonels don't do anything to this. Now the question is asked, how do you deal with the longbows in the late game? Now that the mangonel is useless, how do you take away these archers? How do you get rid of this? We have seen him non-stop throwing in. He's throwing in men-at-arms. He is throwing in horsemen. He is trying his best to take away from this composition, but he just can't do it. The longbow mass is so damn strong. And don't you dare suggest to me mangonels. Don't you dare suggest to me mangonels. Because mangonels are just gone, baby. They are gone. We saw the damage that came out earlier. It was a laughing matter. Like, you would literally search jokes, like funny jokes in Google, and the mangonel comes up. The mangonel comes up because it is just... It's not pretty. It is not pretty. 3 RIBAULDEQUIN now moving out. Almost a bit of a meme. Maybe you go RIBAULDEQUIN? No, they just get picked off. RIBAULDEQUIN coming out to murder a couple of villagers, but now down towards the south, a bit of a mass finally building up for Corp. He's going to be looking to take back his base. And we hear those beautiful longbow shots coming off the volley, just doing what they do best. Absolutely beautiful sound design coming out in Age of Empires 4. And you got to be honest, that is, I've never seen more beautiful sound design in a game as the trebuchets continue just beating down, and the RIBAULDEQUIN on the front line looking to clean up all the cavalry, cleaning up the men-at-arms, and now all of these units here barely even a scratch upon them. Demuslim holding on, 43 longbows, just absolutely steadfast in this position. RIBAULDEQUIN continuing to do damage. Trebuchets just... They're bouncing around like they are cars in a Los Angeles video game. Like, I'm not sure if you see that. Oh, whoa, 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 watch out, watch out. The volley's coming through. The arrow volley coming through. The extra attack speed going to be coming out right now. I love that sound. That is such a cool sound. Oh, my lord. Watch these trebuchets, the way that they go, because they fire so fast. They're like a seesaw, teeing back and forth, rocking between it. But we do slowly see Corp rebuilding a position on this front line. He's managed to make a push, and I guess this is one of the things to note, is that if you are pushing towards your enemy's base, they're going to be having more reinforcements come in, and your reinforcements are going to be taking longer. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. That's a keep. That keep is going to be going down. Oh no, the trebuchets. Trebuchets retargeted immediately. Here it goes. Rest in peace, sweet prince. Rest in peace, sweet prince. He managed to survive. Oh, I'm impressed. But it's not going to be for long. Second round going to get him to it. X gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Boom, baby. And that was all she wrote for that keep. And the longbow's still looking very strong on this back line. It's the classic combination, trebuchet and longbow. Who would have thought it in 2022 that trebuchet and longbow was going to be the ultimate late game siege combination? But indeed it is. And, you know, mix in a few RIBAULDEQUIN as well for the memes. Why not? But now on the front line, we continue to see that the front line has moved back towards the farm line because we've got some real trouble beginning to build. Corp sitting on 86 villagers on food. He has got 4,700 food a minute. Take a look at this income per minute right now for Corp. He is more than double the income of his opponent and still struggles to get units out on the field. He has got barely any gold. He has got no wood. He is trying his best to get units out. He is pushing them out non-stop. Meanwhile, over in the base of Liquid Demuslim, he's just like, everybody happy? I don't know why he's got that accent, but that's that's why. I mean, Corp is really fighting for his life right now. You can see he's just got units out the wazoo. Villager count dropping down to 86. He's literally got every single villager on food at this point, and no wood is going to be the struggle. You can see everybody on this map is struggling with wood, and it seems like Corp is going to be part of that parade because he is continuing to struggle throughout this game. And now in the middle of the map, the RIBAULDEQUINs begin to solidify their position, defending the longbowmen. And I gotta say, I like it. Is this really how it gets played? Look at the RIBAULDEQUIN moving in to actually take out. The mangonels are down, but all of a sudden the RIBAULDEQUIN becomes the next S-tier siege unit. The trebuchet is still here in contention as well. RIBAULDEQUIN looping around. RIBAULDEQUIN beginning to unfold. Don't do it, RIBAULDEQUINs. Don't do it. I know you want to do it, but don't do it. They sneaky little RIBAULDEQUIN moving back towards the front line, defending the longbow mass from any potential siege, or rather any potential cavalry raids. And now that cavalry raid going to be heading back towards the reinforcements, looking to pick up units that are on their way to the front of the base. And we see Corp trying once again. He's sitting on 135 population at the moment compared to the 200 of DeMuslim. DeMuslim looking incredibly favorable to win. RIBAULDEQUIN moving forward. RIBAULDEQUIN, oh my god, it's terrible damage coming out from the RIBAULDEQUIN. Look at the damage that comes out. They one-shot those units, do a whole bunch of AoE damage. RIBAULDEQUIN is everything the Mangonel wishes it was right now. RIBAULDEQUIN, don't do it. Don't turn. Don't take them out. RIBAULDEQUIN, no! Look at the damage coming out. They're just absolutely insane. Trebuchets here on the front line as well. Why not? Get him out. Trebuchets looking to focus down some of these farms back here. Also focusing down the trebuchets of his opponent. The RIBAULDEQUIN still steadfast, still strong. I think, do we even see some villagers pulled forward? No, we don't. RIBAULDEQUIN just too damn good. Look at the new star of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your new show. And this is the star, the RIBAULDEQUIN. Population capacity has been reached for DeMuslim. He is intent on closing out this game. He's got so many units in queue. I say that, he's got 3 units in queue. A single hand cannon, a Wingard Palace, and a RIBAULDEQUIN. But when you got the RIBAULDEQUIN, you ain't got nothing, pal. The RIBAULDEQUIN is the king of the battlefield, it seems, in the late game, and the RIBAULDEQUIN continues to move forward. A big mass of hand cannoneers coming forward, but even they can't be stopped. Somebody call the Mangonels from last patch, because we need somebody to deal with all this infantry. The Age of Archers is upon us, and that can only the RIBAULDEQUIN be what stops it, and good game gets called. Corp taps out. DeMuslim somehow finds a way back into this game. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this cast, make sure you check out DeMuslim. I'm going to leave a link in the description to where you can find him, because that was a pretty insane game. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will catch you guys in the next one.